Walking on eggshells, the universal code for congratulations, you're officially starring in Survivor Family Edition. Every word you say feels like it's booby-trapped. Every facial expression scrutinized like you're in the finals of America's Got Gaslighting Talent. We use this phrase to describe fragile, exhausting situations, but let me blow your mind. Walking on actual eggs? Totally possible. Yep, you can literally stand on them without breaking a single one, which is more than can be said for half the people who try to date.
That I'm single.
Right after a breakup?
In this video, we are going to crack open, pun very much intended, where the phrase came from, the surprisingly sturdy science behind eggs, why the metaphor perfectly describes toxic relationships, and most importantly, how to stop tiptoeing your way through life like a background character in your own story. By the end, you'll know not just how to walk on eggs, but how to stop living on eggshells. Let's dissect this idiom. Walking on eggshells basically means you are responsible for someone else's volcanic emotional stability. You tiptoe, you calculate every syllable, you rehearse conversations like a bad actor rehearsing Shakespeare in the mirror, all to avoid triggering the other person. Historically, the phrase dates back to the 1800s. Politicians used it when they needed to dance around fragile egos in debates. Fast forward 150 years, and it's still alive, except now it's not just politicians, it's your micromanaging boss. Your hypersensitive roommate. That uncle who explodes if you bring up climate change at Thanksgiving, and the psychology. Fear of conflict. If I speak my mind, this will turn into World War III. People pleasing. If they're okay, I'm okay, I'll just vanish myself. Anxiety response. Your brain runs cost-benefit calculations like a panicked accountant. If I bring up the dishes, is it worth a 3-hour silent treatment? Walking on eggshells is exhausting because it's not really living, it's performing. You become a one-person PR firm, constantly editing yourself for damage control. And the worst part? The person you're protecting rarely changes. Why would they? They've trained you to keep the peace while they stay comfortably chaotic. Okay, let's flip this metaphor. Literal eggs. You'd think stepping on them would be a guaranteed mess. Yolk City, game over.
One gets splattered.
Oh! Oh no!
But physics laughs at your assumptions. Here's why: the arch shape. Eggs are nature's domes. Same principle behind Roman aqueducts and Gothic cathedrals. Put pressure on top, the force distributes evenly. Put pressure on the side, crunch city. If you put all your body weight on one egg, congratulations, you've just made scrambled breakfast. But spread that same weight across 24 eggs, and each one only bears a fraction of the load.
Good. Beautiful. You did it. See? You are on a dozen eggs. I'm not holding you.
Eggshells aren't just fragile trash. They're surprisingly resilient when force is balanced.
Whoa!
Why isn't it breaking?
Squeeze it as hard as you can.
Why is it breaking?
I have no idea.
Think of it like your friend who seems weak but can carry all the grocery bags in one trip. That's why you can literally stand barefoot on 2 cartons of eggs and they'll hold you up like a weird protein mattress. And here's the irony in life. We think relationships can be managed the same way, perfectly balanced, perfectly controlled, with no cracks, but humans aren't eggs. They're unpredictable omelets waiting to happen, which makes the metaphor even more brutal. Here's the thing. You don't just throw eggs on the floor and start stomping, unless you're 5 years old or trying to go viral on TikTok. You need a foundation, literal egg-walking foundation, fresh eggs, not the ones festering in your fridge since last Easter, cartons lined up on a flat surface. Careful steps with flat feet, no stomping like you're auditioning for Riverdance. Calm breathing, steady posture, evenly distributed weight. Now let's translate this to life. If you're constantly walking on eggshells, what foundation do you actually need? Self-awareness. Notice the exact situations where you shrink, edit, or silence yourself. Write them down. Spoiler, it's more often than you think. Pattern recognition. Ask yourself, why am I protecting their fragility instead of protecting my sanity? Mental preparation. Learn to withstand discomfort. The world won't end because you said,
But actually, I
I disagree. Without this foundation, you are not walking on eggs. You are just stuck in a circus act where you are the clown juggling everyone's moods. Here's where it gets interesting, actually taking the walk. The first step, terrifying. Your brain screams, this is a bad idea. Abort mission. Go back to silence. Same as telling your toxic boss, no, I won't be answering emails at 11 p.m., or telling your partner, actually, I'm not okay with you mocking me in front of friends. But once you do it, once you take that first step, you realize something magical. You didn't break, you didn't explode. Sometimes they didn't either. Courage isn't about keeping all the eggs intact. It's about realizing broken eggs make omelets. And omelets are delicious. Messy truth is still better than polished silence. The irony? Many people live their whole lives tiptoeing to avoid cracks, when the cracks themselves are what free them. Sometimes you succeed. You set a boundary and the eggs hold. Other times, you hear the crack. But both outcomes are wins. If it holds, you've proven your strength. You can stand tall. If it cracks, you've revealed fragility that was always there. The eggshell wasn't built to hold you anyway. This is where most people get stuck. They treat cracks as failure. But cracks are just reality showing itself. Relationships that shatter the moment you stop self-censoring? They weren't relationships, they were hostage negotiations with a side of gaslighting. So stop asking, how do I walk on eggshells perfectly forever? Start asking, why am I still in a room full of eggshells in the first place? Because once you get comfortable with the fact that breaking things is sometimes necessary, you stop performing. You stop begging for peace. You start living. And trust me, the relief of breathing freely beats the anxiety of tiptoeing forever.
Ben, I'm tired of walking on eggshells around you.
So yes, you can literally walk on eggs.
This isn't perfect.
But you don't need to live like you are always walking on eggshells. If you are stuck in toxic relationships or painful experiences where every step feels dangerous, check out the ebook I've linked in the description. It's packed with strategies to build boundaries, strengthen your sense of self, and stop rehearsing your life just to keep fragile people comfortable. Drop a comment. When's the last time you felt like you were walking on eggshells? Share your story. You never know, someone else might need to hear it. And if you learned something new today, hit like, subscribe, and remember, life's too short to worry about cracks. Because broken eggs aren't the end of the world. They are breakfast.